All right, well, thank you, everybody, for coming today. My name is Kendra Cook, and I'm the director here at the museum. And we're very fortunate because today one of our county commissioners, Christian Leinbach, is attending, and I'm going to let him say a few words here before we start off with the Rose Garden. So come on up.
Thank you very much. It is so exciting to be able to continue to see the growth of this museum and to celebrate World War II from a different perspective, from the perspective of the women of World War II. Rosie the Riveter, which is an image that is duplicated here multiple times. I'm not sure which one is the best looking Rosie the Riveter. I'm going to let you figure that out. But it is so important for us to remember. I know some folks don't like to talk about it, but we're losing very rapidly the last of the World War II generation. And briefly, I want to share something with you about a woman I know from World War II. My mother. My mother wasn't Rosie the Riveter. She was an Red Cross volunteer at the Valley Forge Army Hospital. I don't know if many of you realize, but very quickly in the war that became a location primarily for veterans that had serious eye injuries. A number of years ago she gave me a bunch of stuff. I have her Red Cross hat, and in that was a record. Now, how many have seen the old American Red Cross paper records that they used to make? It's about this big. And the note on it said, Valeria Yancik, that's my mother's maiden name, May 1946, singing with a blind American soldier. Here's a little bit of it. I'm not going to play the whole thing, but I will tell you, she was 19 years old when she made that, played the guitar. She's 94 years old today, lives up in Schuylkill County. I see her on a regular basis. I don't know where we would be without the women of World War II. And that's one of the big reasons I'm here. I knew and know one of the women, but we're here celebrating all of the women, and especially the women that took over jobs that were historically male jobs. And guess what happened after World War II? A lot of them never turned back and continued. World War II fundamentally changed the way we do things and the way we viewed people and even the way we viewed the sexes and the ability. If it wasn't for Rosie the Riveter, our factories could not have created the greatest wartime production the world has ever seen. Even before we entered the war, I'm reading the book by David McCullough called Truman, and I just finished up the World War II portion. We were doing Lend-Lease to France, to England, to Russia, to all of our allies, a massive production. And that production continued when we went into the war, and Rosie the Riveter and her colleagues were the ones that made it happen. That is something worth celebrating. It's something worth remembering. And I thank all of you for being here, but special thanks to the Boyertown Museum of Historical Vehicles for realizing it's more than just about a vehicle. It's about the people. And in this case, about the women of World War II. Thank you, and God bless you.
Ooh, that was great. Thank you so much. That's awesome. Speaking of thank yous, we do have people we just need to thank here because this doesn't happen all alone. For everyone that's coming out and helping us today, we want to thank Chuck over here for our DJ, who, as soon as he heard about this event, offered to come play music from the era, and we couldn't say no to that. We didn't even think of that, and I think you'll agree that gives the whole event a great atmosphere. So thank you. We want to thank the Boyertown Area Historical Society because they were generous and loaned us these lovely buntings, which they are actually selling right now. So if any of you are interested in purchasing those from the Historical Society, I believe there's information at the table over there with the maroon tablecloth, so support them. We want to thank the General Carl Spaatz Museum. They helped coordinate bringing all these great military vehicles to show off in our parking lot today. And they're our neighbors right over there, and we're looking forward to that museum opening in the near future. And they have a table as well back over there if you want more information. And we want to also thank the people over at Building a Better Boyertown, who are just so supportive of everything we do, and you don't know all the behind-the-scenes magic that they are responsible for this morning. Mostly these beautiful floral arrangements here. So thank you, Adrian and Jillian. And of course, to all of our wonderful volunteers who are here helping out today, and all who helped us put this exhibit together. We couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you. And we also need to thank our sponsors. The Peppermint Stick Candy Store is our A Rosie Outlook exhibit sponsor. We thank them for their support and of all historic goings-on here in town. They're always there to support us. These lovely ladies over here are from the store, and after the ceremony, you have to go down to our garage over there. We're looking at the back of it, but if you go to the front, these ladies are down here selling root beer floats and all really amazing stuff, which I need to get one of because it's hot. Yes. It's a perfect day for a root beer float. And thank you for dressing the part, ladies, and also adding to our atmosphere today. And he's going to hate it, but we got to thank this Chris Dietz fellow standing right here. The Dietz family and Cedie's Place Catering and Eatery are our Rose Garden sponsors, and we just couldn't do this without them. And Chris has been a great friend to us over the years, and we love you. We miss working with you. Let's get rid of this pandemic so we can get you back in there. So, if you need catering, that's your go-to guy right there. All right, just so I can give you a little brief history on the Rosies here at Boyertown. You know, the Boyertown Auto Body Works was founded in 1926, and that's when three gentlemen bought the Boyertown Carriage Works that had been in operation here since 1872. And in 1926 is when it started to officially switch over to building truck bodies. And yes, women did work here, typically in the office, you know, clerical or administrative items. But it wasn't until World War II, when civilian automotive production ceased, all car and truck factories, and pretty much every factory in the United States, no matter what they made, converted to building things for the war effort. And here at the Boyertown Auto Body Works, they won a contract to build 900 ambulances and over 2,500 mobile trailers for the United States Marine Corps to use in the Pacific Theater. You can see an example of each of those in our museum. 69 men left the Boyertown Auto Body Works to go fight on the front lines. This gaping hole in the workforce was filled by women, some of them the wives of those men that had to leave. This was the first time women were working on the factory floor here at the Body Works. We refer to these women, all the women that went and worked in the factories then, as Rosie the Riveters, named after a famous image created to recruit women into the workforce in factories across the country. These women stepped up to help fight the war here on the home front. And we're really excited to have some of their efforts preserved here at the Boyertown Museum of Historic Vehicles. One of those trailers was a shoe, textile, and canvas repair unit. We have photos of these women working on these trailers. We have this great photo up here from when they won the Army-Navy E Award in 1943, an honor that only 5% of all the factories in the United States won for exceptional quality. And it was even more amazing than that because they won 4 additional stars, something that was awarded only for every 6 months of continued quality production.
I'll take over here and probably have to back up a little farther from this microphone. I just wanted to mention a quote that is from May Creer. She is one of Pennsylvania's own Rosies. She's nationally known. And the quote is this: "When the war was over, men came home with flags, and Rosie came home with a red slip. I didn't think that was fair." So with that being said, we hope that this Rose Garden, along with our trailer and ambulance, help to memorialize and preserve what Boyertown Auto Body Works Rosies and Rosies across the country did to help us win the Great War. Now, let's talk about the Rose Garden. Planting our Rosie the Riveter roses, and yes, these are special trademarked heirloom roses bearing the name Rosie the Riveter. So these are 100% legit roses. We are honored to have Boyertown Mayor Marianne Deary. Wave, Marianne. And Miss Beth Norton. Beth is a really special guest today because Beth's grandmother, Carrie Butterwick, was one of the Rosies here at the Boyertown Auto Body Works. She is in this group shot of the Rosies taken at the Army-Navy E Award ceremony in May of 1943. We are so honored that Beth is joining us today and helping us pay tribute to her grandmother and all the women she worked with shoulder to shoulder here on the line. So I'd just like to, let's do a big round of applause for Beth and her grandmother as well. With that being said, I'm gonna make my way down to the garden, and Chris will have to make his way over too to unveil the plaque. We'll have Chris unveil the plaque. Thank you, Rosies, is what it says.
Yes. Very good. It's a memorial garden. I'm not going to read the whole thing.
The famous Rosie slogan of "We can do it."
Yes. So we'd like to have Beth and Marianne, you guys can come over and plan to help us put the roses in the ground, and we'll help you.
Chris, could you pull that stanchion out of the way? Oh, it's pinned in. Hang on. Oh!
Beth and Marianne are not afraid to get their hands dirty, so that's amazing. guys are more than welcome to take a coupon and come back. If you haven't seen live blacksmithing in our carriage factory, I really encourage you to do that. And like Kendra said, please head down to the garage and get some 1940s refreshments. But wait for it. Yeah. Don't be
Oh, excellent.
Thank you so much for coming. Thank you.
Glad to be here.
Thank you.
Your mother's name is beautiful.
Oh my gosh, that was a beautiful
Danzig is
song.
my middle name.
Oh yeah,
Slow
that's
body,
like,
yep.
my family does that too, and then get the middle name of the.
My
God,
mom
yes.
and dad
Yeah,
went
please.
back and forth in their two families, so I'm the oldest. I got my mom's middle name. My dad's middle name is Newswanger.
Okay.
My sister got that.
You lucked out.
Thank you. Good to see you.
It's Jillian.
Oh, yes.
We're going to meet sooner,
Yes.
sometime soon
Doing
for
the
our interview.
BCTV. Yep, you bet. Looking forward to it, and it's very wide ranging.